Greetings one and all, and welcome to a new series for my channel. Yes, in this series I'm going to be trying Stardew Valley. I think it's fair to say a bit of a surprise indie hit that's just taken the gaming world by storm, which is fantastic to see actually. I've been playing this a couple of weeks now myself. I've clocked up nearly 70 hours in the game and it is magnificent. I hardly recommend this to anyone. If you're on the fence, buy it. You will not regret it. It's, if you think you might like it, you probably will. It is fantastic. So, I decided I want to try, after playing it for about 70 hours, I actually want to try doing a second play of this game. Now, I'm not even halfway through I'm about halfway through the second year, and I know there's content going up to year 4, so I'm not even halfway through the game. One thing I noticed when playing, there are two ways to play this game. Either being anti-Joja Mart or pro-Joja Mart. And it does seem that most people go anti-Joja Mart, so I've been interested to see what happens when you actually go Joja Mart. And I thought, why not share with you guys? I'm enjoying the game, why not share? So this is what I'm going to do. This is going to be a pro-Joja Mart run through the game. I'm going to be seeing what happens when we support Joja Mart. Now, as I'm already coming up to year 3, I'm about halfway through the second autumn, if I got my dates right. I already know a fair bit about what I'm doing and a fair bit of what to expect. So I'm not going in blind, which is unusual for me actually, but it's still a lot to find out, and I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing what the Joja Mart's like. So, without further ado, let's start a new farm. Now, I'm going to use the setup I used in my personal game for looks. Oh, it's easy to go this way. So I'm not going to mess around with a lot of, which shirt shall I have, which colour shall I do? It's already been decided. That was the one. I've actually got it written down on a piece of paper next to me at this point. Got it just as I wanted. It says Reese reading his book. He's reading his notes. Well done, Zayfard. That'll do. That's close enough. Yeah, it'll be slightly different as I've messed up a few bits there, but that's fine. That's fine. So, name is, of course, Zayfard. Favourite thing? Well, for this game, let's say ski. Yeah, it's not the most kid-friendly thing, but I am rather partial to a glass of scotch. Farm name. Now, my first farm in my main playthrough, which I'm still going to be continuing, so, please feel free to ask me questions about it. I've called Tranquil Dales, because I thought that's a nice chilled-out name for a chilled-out game, which gets surprisingly hard later on, actually. But this one, it's got to have to be Joja Co farm, as I'm doing this as a love of Joja Mart. So, without further ado, let's get in and see how a Joja Mart run looks like. I'm actually quite excited here. Looking forward to seeing what happens. And for my very special grandson, I will be speaking very slowly. I want you to have this sealed envelope. And I will talk slowly. Aha! Thank you for the sealed envelope, Praying Father. No, don't open it yet. Have patience. Now, and close. I do love this music. There will come a day when you feel crushed by the burden of modern life. Yeah, I think all of us have had that time every now and again, haven't we? And your bright spirit will fade before a growing emptiness. That's kind of dark, actually, the way you look back at it. When that happens, my boy, you'll be ready for this gift. It's actually, the opening is quite a downer opening in many respects. Now, let Grandpa rest. And then we go to a number of years later, where we are working at Joja, and we've got that lovely little work light going on. It's telling us when to work and rest. That's kind of twisted. You know, smile with Joja. That hat. I'm sorry, I love that hat. That massive sombrero. Life's better with Joja. And the skeleton, eh? How is no one bothered by that? I mean, Joja just seems evil to me. I mean, look at the size of those monitors we're using. And actually, I don't know if you spotted, the lady in the desk in front of us, the monitor's not even on. What is she doing just sitting there? Oh yes, of course, we have to take this. Dear Zayfard, if you're reading this, you must be in dire need of a change. The same thing happened to me long ago. I'd lost sight of what mattered most in life. Real connections with other people and nature. I dropped everything and moved to the place I truly belong. I've enclosed the deeds to this place, my pride and joy, Joja Co Farm. It's located in Stardew Valley, on the southern coast. It's the perfect place to start your new life. This was my most precious gift of all, and now it's yours. I know you'll honour the family name, my boy. Good luck. Love, Grandpa. Ah, thank you, Grandpa. Oh, yes, P.S. If Lewis is still alive, say hi to the old guy for me, will ya? Of course, how can I say no to you, Grandpa? Oh. It's fascinating going back and seeing this when I know some of the stuff that's coming up. Because I know in my previous run through, I've rebuilt a bus. And I can see, looking at it, this is clearly not the same bus. Because I know who runs it, and that person who runs the bus over in the valley doesn't have a beard. It's interesting to see the differences now that we know. Now I know what they are. Now I know what to look for. Hello, you must be Zayfard. Ah, yes, I am, Robin. I'm Robin, the local carpenter. Mayor Lewis sent me here to fetch you and show you the way to your new home. He's there right now, tidying things up for your arrival. The farm's right over here, if you'll follow me. So yes, this game will have a lot of reading in it. Oh, I forgot how much of a mess it was when I started. This is Joja Co Farm. Oop, this is Zayfard dropping things. You don't need to be horrified about me dropping things. What's the matter? Sure, it's a bit overgrown, but there's some good soil underneath that mess. With a little dedication, you'll have it cleaned up in no time. Now that's a lie, and you know it, Robin. I've hardly done a quarter back in my main game. And I'm coming up to this third year. And here we are, your new home. It's quite nice this will actually get upgraded. I've not seen the second upgrade to the third level. But it does seem to get bigger on the inside, while staying the same on the outside. It's a TARDIS. Or well, I'd say almost literally, to be honest. Ah, the new farmer. Yep, looking me over. Well, I'm Lewis, Mayor of Pelican Town, in Stardew Valley. You know, everyone's been asking about you. You may not like what happens, because I'm pro Joja Co, and that's not good for you guys. It's not every day that someone new moves in. It's quite a big deal. I suppose it is a big deal, me turning up. So, you're moving into your grandfather's old cottage. It's a good house, very rustic. In other words, it's a bomb site that needs massive work to repair. Rustic, that's one way to put it. Rusty might be a little more apt though. I'd say dilapidated. And yes, we're both rude, Mayor Lewis. I don't listen to her, Zayfard. She's just trying to make you dissatisfied so that you buy one of her house upgrades. They actually are pretty useful. And she's been caught. Anyway, you must be tired from the long journey. You should get some rest. However, you ought to explore the town a bit and introduce yourself. The townspeople would appreciate that. They would, and it's quite hard to find all of them because you don't know where they are. Oh, I almost forgot. If you have anything to sell, just place it in this box here. I'll come by during the night to collect it. Well, good luck. He comes through the night. Now I know you fall asleep and pass out at 2 AM. That means he's out and about at 3. Or between 2 and 3, and he's out about and again at 7. Is he sponsored by Red Bull or something? Okay. Yep, the moves. The standard, where's the moves? Parsnip seeds to start with. the interface is quite nice. You know, the tutorial. You need to greet people and cultivate and harvest a parsnip. Living off the land. The living off the land's basic tutorials. You know, that's quite a useful one. Yeah, this is the starting room. You've probably all seen this by now. This game's been quite big over YouTube. I'm just going to organise things as I want them. And get outside and start growing my parsnips. Now, to have a proper thing where I want to put everything. Okay, I think having my parsnips over here would make sense to start with. I'm also intentionally trying not to do the same design as my previous run, but also to learn from my previous run. I'm probably not going to have learned particularly well, but, you know, I've got to at least try and make things better this time around. And in the end, this particular run, the parsnips to start with, is going to be very, very temporary. I just need them to go for now, so I've got 15... 3 5s, yeah. Oh god, I forgot. Yeah, so one of the things you can do in this game is upgrade your tools. I believe it's pretty standard for this style of game. And what they'll end up doing is, rather than just doing one at a time as I'm doing here, you can do 3, 4, 5 more actually, because I've not fully upgraded all the tools in my main run through. And that will help you do things quicker. And I've gotten so used to doing that it feels really slow and clumsy to do it any other way right now. Okay, so our first patch is up. One of the other things we're going to need quickly, and by quickly I mean the very next thing I'm going to do, is a scarecrow. I can't make a scarecrow. That's annoying. Okay, so I'm going to make more space for next. Because what's going to happen, now I've got quite a few of these lying around. Yeah, quite a few. Oh, got a tree down, there we go. Quite a few seeds. Crows are going to start coming and eating my seeds, which is annoying. Seeds are not cheap, and they represent quite an investment. You know, you have the choice of things like the turnips here, where you use them once and that's it. You know, you get one log out of them and then they're gone. You can also get other plants where you can constantly harvest them. Okay, just making a little bit of space. Now I should probably go and greet everyone and find out where my nearest Joja Co is. And by find out, I mean go to my nearest Joja Co. Now, one of the interesting things the developer behind this has done is Joja Mart is cheaper than going to Pierre. Pierre is the local shop hand who works over here at Pierre's. No idea how you get there actually. Oh, telling me of whose people's birthday are, what's coming up. Okay, so Gus, I'm getting some supplies for the saloon. Pierre's got the good stuff. I'm sure Pierre does, but Pierre's expensive. Hey, it's Mr. Zayfard, the new farmer. I'm Pierre, owner of the local general store. If you're looking for seeds, my shop is the place to go. I'll also buy produce from you for a good price. And in fairness, he does give a good price for the produce. As we look, each seed for parsnips are 20, bean starters are pretty good. You know, they take 10 days to mature, but once they mature, you'll be getting, you know, extra beans all the way through. Cauliflowers are pretty good. Potatoes I actually find really useful. They get multiple potatoes normally per harvest. So they're quite a good investment. However, they're costing like 50 here. So, let's go over to Joja Mart, where we'll see what they've done. When I've done my own the first playthrough, it never occurs to me to use Joja Mart. At all. You know, it's not something I really want to do. You know, there's just something about them that seems very seedy and unsettling, and I'm kind of interested to see where it goes with that. Because there's a story there, I'm sure. But one of the big things with Joja Mart, oh, Shane's hard at work, he doesn't seem interested in talking, is when you go to this lady here, you can buy things yourself. As you can see, different Oh! I always thought they were cheaper. They're actually more expensive. How bizarre. This must fluctuate. Welcome to Joja Mart. How are you doing today? I don't believe we've met. I'm Morris, Joja Mart Customer Satisfaction Representative. And he does look seedy. When you decide you want to become a Joja member, I'll be delighted to make your transition a joyous experience. Aha! Welcome. Membership is now available. With a Joja membership, you'll be able to make improvements in the community with the help of our dedicated professionals. For a fee, of course. Oh, and another thing. Mayor Lewis promised us that if anyone else joined up, he'd let us turn that old community centre into a Joja Mart warehouse. Isn't that wonderful? Membership costs 5,000. Would you like to join us? I would love to. I don't have that much money. Okay, so the first thing I've got to do is make money quickly. So what I'm going to do, I was planning to wait and to join up. I'd join them, you know, and buy everything from Joja Mart, but they seem to be more expensive. Now that must change per playthrough, because on my original my main game, they're cheaper. So you do have to be a bit careful with Joja Mart and pay attention to what they're doing. So before I go and meet anyone else, I am going to... Oh, hang on. May as well say hi. Hello, it's nice to meet you. Good to meet you too, Leah. Oh, and let's say hello to you. Ah, Mayor Lewis told me you just arrived. I'm Marnie. Thank you, Marnie. And there's the doctor. I forget his name. I don't talk too much normally. Harvey, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Harvey, the local doctor. He's one I don't talk too much, on the grounds that if I'm seeing him, it means I've been knocked out down the mines. And we have Abby. Oh, that's right. I heard someone new was moving into the old farm. Yes, one of the things we can do, if we look at social, we can see different characters, and a few of them have single underneath. All of those guys, you can eventually marry, to be totally honest. And in my main game, I've ended up marrying Abigail. So in this game, I ain't going to be doing that. I'm going to be trying to keep things different. Okay, so let's get up 10 potato seeds. Go and plant those. Now, one of the things you do in the game, obviously, is gifts to people to try and make them happier. It's a really nice gift, thank you. You're welcome, Leah. So as you give them gifts, you become better friends with them. Now, back in the game, there seems to be a score, and once you hit a certain point, the hearts fill up, and different events happen as you fill up the hearts, which is pretty nice, and it gives a feeling of growth to the people you're talking to and meeting. And the characters, they feel really well written. You know, they're not particularly two-dimensional. You know, the decisions you have to make and the questions it asks of you, they're not obvious of, oh, this one is the right question. There are a lot of debatable ones. It's really, as I say, I enjoy this game to the extent I'm running 2 games simultaneously at the moment. Okay. Let's get the second run of... Let's get the potatoes started. Now hopefully this will give us a good amount of money. We do need 5,000 to join Joja Mart. I didn't expect that. I say, my first playthrough, I didn't even consider doing anything with Joja Mart. There's just something really seedy about them. And you'll see some of that as we get further into the game. There's a couple of incidents early on. They're actually the main ones I've seen, but they just mean I do not trust them. So, yeah. A bit slow when you start because you're still clearing out, getting all the trees up. And that's one thing to quickly show you. You can level up your items, which is important not only, as I say, because with things like the watering can and the hoe you can do more at once. With things like the pickaxe and the axe, you have to have them strong enough to break certain stumps, certain rocks. However, at the moment I'm just going to be gathering up a few resources, spend the day, and in the early stages there's not a huge amount you can do. You know, it's just getting your farm ready, getting resources. Oh, I'll have that one, thank you. Getting ready. As I say, at the moment I have no money. Oh, and I also have no energy. And no way of getting more energy, so that's a bit of a problem. Now, one thing I'm going to do, I may not need to do it yet, but it's always worth start planning for the future. I'm going to fence off the crops, make sure no animals can get to it. That's one of the things you can do, well, a little later, largely depending on, to be honest, how quickly you get money and items. I'll leave space for fence there. And that's all I can do for now. Okay. Well, I better go and say hi to a few more people then, as I have no more energy. And as you do progress through the game, the energy bar gets bigger. I've actually been caught out there. I'm not used to having such a small energy bar and having so little I can do. Really been caught out as there's stuff in my way. Okay. So yeah, I'm surprised I can't start dealing with Jojo sooner. But I do need to get that 5,000 up. However, thankfully those potatoes should get that up fairly quickly. I may have to get some beans when I next have some money. Oh, of course, I can't go up there. This area is closed off at the moment. You can see the crack. That's giving us a hint that later we can go up there. That's going to be a way to get back energy and health midday. You know, during the middle of the day rather than through sleeping. Ah, a stranger. Hello. Don't mind me. I just live out here alone. Yeah. Wild Man of the Woods, Linus. You know what, he's a great character. There's something about him I really got an appeal to. Let's see, Robin's house. Anyone around for me to say hi to? And I've just seen Robin walk off. No, okay. Yep, and we're not a good enough friend to go into Sebastian's bedroom. So that's one of the nice things. The game doesn't just let you wander in somewhere without, you know, without being friends with them already. Certain areas are off limits, certain areas aren't. Which is a break from tradition in RPGs, but it's a really cool break. Have you met everyone in town yet? That sounds exhausting. It is rather. Greetings, I'm Demetrius, local scientist and father. Thanks for introducing yourself. Excellent, so Demetrius is now met. Let's check the status, because this is one of the things we can do, you know. Check the status of our quests as we go along. 11 people met out of 28. That's pretty cool. Yes, if you remember when we went to Joja, they were saying the old community centre would be handed over if one more person joined Joja. This is that community centre, which is locked. Now, how this is normally done, this is where you go to upgrade the town. So you complete a quest, you complete getting enough produce. So one of the things it will do is give it so many fish, give it so many crabs, money, mining goods. There are all sorts of different little challenges to complete. So you can go and improve, you know, the town. And it'll unlock certain things. So one of them, when you complete, you know, one of the rooms will be unlocking the bus. Really useful because that opens up a new area to you. Now, how that's going to work with the Joja Mart, I really don't know. But I am looking forward to finding out. Now, one of the most useful areas for meeting lots of new people, the saloon. A lot of people turn up here all the time. Hey kid, the name's Pam. This is Gus, who we met earlier. And of course, Emily. Ooh, I can read it on your face. You're going to love it here in Pelican Town. If you're ever looking for something to do in the evening, stop by the saloon. That's where I work. That's one of the things I think is a disadvantage of this game at times. And possibly a cool thing. I know you work here, Emily. You're in the saloon. Why are you not saying something different when you're in the saloon? Shane's hard at work. He doesn't seem interested in talking. I don't know you. Why are you talking to me? I must say, hard at work? He's having a drink. That's hardly hard at work. One of the other cool things this game does... Oh, hello, Clint. Hi, I'm Clint. I know, I'm psychic. Is every character, every NPC has their own schedule and places they go at certain times, which varies by day, by season, and possibly by year. But it does mean just makes the characters feel that little bit more alive. Oh, I keep forgetting I've only got a tiny inventory now. I'm going to need to start making some boxes. It's amazing what you forget when you spend a lot of time playing this. You get so deep into the game. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some more wood chopping tomorrow and get some more boxes so I can start storing this, because this is all of my inventory. Later you can do upgrades to get a larger inventory, which I'm used to having now. That I'd actually forgotten I didn't have that much. That's a shame, but you know, it happens. Let's see, what can I sell that I don't need? Really, it's only the daffodils. That's nice, you get the forest so you have some things you can just go and find and sell, you know, without any cost to yourself. However, that is the end of the first day. So normally I'd stay up later than this, but it's 9:30, I've run out of things I can do because I don't have any energy and I don't have any space in my inventory. So I'm going to call that a night. So I'm also actually going to end the episode here. I think at the moment this is a good spot to stop the episodes. I'll be interested to hear how you guys feel. You know, do you want just 1 day per episode? Do you want several days per episode? I'd love to hear feedback on this one. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the first episode. It's been a bit of a slow introduction of ideas and me discovering this thing I really want to do. It's going to take longer than I thought. I genuinely expected the Joja Mart joining to be a quick, easy job. This game doesn't seem to give anything away for nothing. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you have, you know, please leave likes, shares, comments, all that stuff really helps. And tells me that this is a series you want to see me continue. And it is especially useful at the beginning of the series for me to know you actually are enjoying it. You know, there's something that has an interest for you guys. And I do hope you'll join me on the next episode. Now, I'm not sure how frequently I'm going to do these. I'm going to sit down tonight, you know, record a few episodes and then push them out over the week. And I'm going to slot these in with the Galaxy series, which is not going away. I'm recording that tomorrow night. Going to get the next few episodes of that recorded up from my perspective. So that will be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday's episodes. And I'll slot this in as and when. Yes, I do hope you'll join me for the next episode. But until then, farewell.